respected brothers and elders, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has gathered us here on this day just to remember Him. And everything I'm about to say today, wallahi, most of us have heard it. And I can tell you something beautiful, or I can tell you something that is the truth. And the truth is, my dear respected brothers, if the world ended today, 5 billion people go to Jahannam. And this is a worrying concern that should be in each and every single one of our hearts. That these Muslims and non-Muslims all around the world, Muslims that aren't practicing and non-Muslims that don't have the kalima in their heart, if they die in this condition, then they are destined for Jahannam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله. That we are the best nation to be sent to mankind. But there are nations before us that used to rip trees out from the floor, uproot trees. Wallahi, you get a tree like that, it will take him half a day to uproot just a small tree. Rip trees out from the floor. There was nations before us that used to build houses in the mountains with very, very hard rock. They used to build houses in the mountains. Their ruins are still here till today. Nations before us that done all these things. Nations before us that built the pyramids. With the technology we have today, scientists say we cannot build what the pyramids have inside them today. Trap doors, pathways, through this, through that, big bricks. No, nothing. They just had ropes and just men. Nothing. Now we have cranes, everything. We still can't build what the pyramids, how the pyramids are. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Kuntum khayra ummah," that we are the best nation. Why? I can't even rip that small tree out of the ground. I can't even build a house with, even builders can't even build houses. Houses are falling apart. Wallahi, and why are we the best nation? You think why are we the best nation? Because there is no more prophets to come. After Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is a mas'uliyah. This is a responsibility on every single person's shoulder. Amr bil ma'ruf, nahi 'anil munkar. To enjoin in good and forbid in evil. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ. Run towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Run towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What are we doing? Everybody asleep. Everywhere you look. You will never see billboards saying Allah loves you. Brother, go to the masjid. Fear Allah. You will never see this. You will see advertising batil, zina, drugs, alcohol, holiday, interest, go do this and go do that. Nothing advertising towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything is advertised to ghayrullah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ. Run towards Allah, hasten towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why there's people in this world, they're not just praying 5 times salah, they're praying all the sunnah, mu'akkada, everything in the masjid. 5 times salah in the masjid. Not just fasting in Ramadan, fasting Monday, Thursday. Not just Monday, Thursday, fasting 1 day on, 1 day off. Not just giving zakat once a year, giving sadaqah all the time. Not just going for Jum'ah, going 5 times salah in the masjid. Hajj every year. Khuruj all the time, all the time going khuruj, giving charity in abundance, respecting their parents, becoming hafiz of Quran, reading 2, 3, 4, 10 juz'ah a day of Quran, growing a beard, wearing sunnah abaya, getting married, having children, their children doing hifz, everybody in the household hafiz Quran, everybody practicing deen. And what are we still trying to do? I'm still trying to pray my 5 times salah. But Allah tells me, فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ. He's telling us, فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ. Run towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what are we still trying to do? I'm still trying to get my 5 daily prayers. Yani I left in the mosque, inside the mosque for a second. In my house, I still can't even pray. How far we've fallen from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ. And still we are the best nation. Why? Because we have this responsibility that is on our shoulders. Look what's happening in Syria, in Palestine, in Afghanistan, in Kashmir, in Pakistan, in Somalia, in Egypt, in Yemen, in all of these countries. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I will give you leaders according to how you are. So if we are bad, if we are lying, cheating, stealing and doing all these bad things, Allah will give us bad leaders. And look what's happening in the Muslim world now. People being butchered every single day. It's because of us. Every single Monday and Thursday, the a'mal of the people are taken to the heavens. Now what do you think gets taken more to the heavens? The good deeds or the bad deeds? Every single Monday, every single Thursday, the malaika are taking the a'mal to the heavens, the good and the bad. More bad deeds are going towards the heavens. So all this ma'asiyah is going towards Allah, all these sin. Everybody's stealing. Muslims are doing this. We run the streets, we import the drugs, we run the jails, we run the clubs, every single thing. Muslims. You hear all about Muslims killing each other. Look overseas. Muslims killing Muslims. Saddam Hussein killed nearly 100,000 people. Bashar al-Assad's dad killed nearly 40,000 people. Look at all these butchering people, killing each other. Muslims killing Muslims. At the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, two tribes had 2 camels and they raced each other like this. One camel beat the other camel. For 40 years they were killing each other. For 40 years they went to war. The Arabs at the time of Rasulullah, in the time of Jahiliyyah, they would kill each other over little things. Always gambling, always stealing, always fighting, murdering. Zina, alcohol. They would kill each other and drink alcohol from each other's skulls. To prove yourself nowadays, you'd have to be a good fighter. Get some tattoos, become a bikie, get a hectic job, a lot of money, nice car. But at the time of Rasulullah or before Rasulullah, at the time of Jahiliyyah, to prove yourself, you have to bury your own daughter into the ground. Umar ibn Khattab in Jahiliyyah, what did he do? He took his daughter out into the middle of the desert. He had a shovel with him and he went out in the middle of the desert, took his little daughter, a small young girl, and he started digging a big hole. This is for him to prove himself. Digging a big hole, and he put his daughter inside. And his daughter says, Baba, Baba, Dad, come. And he went down like this and he had some dirt in his beard. And she cleaned the dirt in his beard like this, and then he says, I grabbed the big heap of dirt and I covered my daughter. This is how they proved themselves. This is how you say I'm a man back in the day. Look what happened to people before Islam. Now we have Islam and we're still doing things like this. Women overseas in Syria are crying to us. They're saying, if you're not going to send us arms, send us contraceptive pills because of these people that are raping us. The onslaught that is happening overseas, it's all because of us. Because of the sin and ma'asiyah that we're doing. Wallahi, when I was in India, I met one jama'ah, all blind people. All blind people. And wallahi, when I met this jama'ah, I said to them, wallahi, you aren't blind. We're blind. Us. Wallahi, I'm telling you now, my brothers, this jama'ah that walking, al-aqdam, they're walking, fi sabilillah, preaching the haqq. Wallahi, there's people that are deaf, people that are disabled, that are crawling towards the masjid. That man that's crawling towards the masjid, wallahi, he's not disabled, I'm disabled. That man that is blind and is becoming a hafiz Quran from touching the script of the Quran, he's not blind, I am blind. I'm 22 years old and I'm still not a hafiz. I met 5-year-olds, 6-year-old kids in India, in Bangladesh, all across the world becoming a hafiz of Quran. And what are we still doing? I'm content with reading Qul Allahu Ahad, Qul Ya Ayyuhal Kafirun. Wallahi, some of us, we still don't even know how to read Arabic. All of us are baligh, everyone here is accountable. From when you're 13, 14, Mashaykh say you are accountable for yourself. For 6 years, I did not pray no salah. Never saw my mum always getting kicked out of home, getting arrested, trying to live this thug life, trying to be a gangster, and it got me nowhere. Didn't want to know Allah, did not want to know Rasulullah, did not want to know the Quran, nothing. Threw my life away for so many years. Jama'at, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent so many people to come visit me to my house, knocking on my door, preaching the haqq. But one thing that touched my heart, never cried for so many years, one thing that touched my heart, when I changed my life and came back from Khuruj, my mum saw me and she started crying, she said, Allah yarda alayh. And this was a bombshell on me. I've done so many bad things in my life, and it never affected me, I never cried, I never felt sorry for anybody. I used to see what's happening, I'm from Palestine, my family is getting butchered overseas and I never cried. But when my mother said, Allah yarda alayh to me, my heart was content. I had all the money, all the cars, all the girls, everything you can think of. But when my mother said, when my mom had rida on me, when my mom was happy with me, she said, Allah yarda alayk, this was better than anything for me. Anything I can think of, all the cars, all the girls, we had everything. Our wallets were full of money. We had drugs, we had guns. Ask my younger brother, he saw everything. I put my mother through hell. And through all of this hardship, Allah, I'm telling you now, if I died in that condition, Jahannam won't even take me. People used to say, Shaitan is going to Jannah before Aymans. People used to say this about me. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala still selected me. How far I was from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala still selected me to come out in His path of Allah. Now me, so far away from deen, He's made me Amir of a Jama'ah. Wallahi, I'm not fit to speak. When the brothers ask me to speak, why me? My heart is so black. When I was in India, when I was making tawbah, asking Allah for forgiveness, I didn't know how to cry. I was getting onions and I was rubbing them under my eyes so I could cry, and I was crying fake tears. And then one day I forgot my onions. I forgot to rub the onions under my eyes and I started to cry. And I got this connection with Allah. And it was better than any drug, any girl, any amount of money, any hotel room, anywhere, anything you can think of. We had everything before. But wallahi, in this dunya there is no contentment of the heart. We must follow the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as shown by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The environment that we're in is very, very important, my brothers. I know in Australia we have a disadvantage, we can't hear the adhan from the masjid, but wallahi, even overseas, some people they can hear the adhan, they're still not going to the masjid. In 2008, I've done statistics, 5% of Muslims are praying salah. This is why what is happening overseas is happening. It's because of us, it's our fault. Whatever we do, however we treat each other, we're lying to each other. Wallahi, I'm telling you now, non-Muslims don't want to do transactions with Muslims. Why? Because Muslims are ripping them off. Our neighbours hate us because we're loud. Our cars, we're doing burnouts and things in the streets. Wallahi, all the stuff that's bad happening today is because of Muslims. Murdering, killing, cheating, stealing, drugs, everything. So far away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we've fallen. My dear respected brothers and elders, it's time now to make a change. Wallahi, every single one of us has to step up to the plate. When I see these shabab, wallahi, I think to myself, I wish I came onto deen when I was your age. Allah gave me hidayah when I was 19. Before that, what the stuff I was doing. Some of the boys here are 13, 14, 15, 16. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has accepted you. For many years, some of us older boys that you guys see,
And wallahi, when we look at you guys, we envy you guys. Because for so many years, we work close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like you guys are now. And even some of the old brothers, when they see you guys, they think when I was a shab, when I was a young fella like you guys, I wish I was practicing deen like this. Wallahi, it's a big thing, these young boys that are coming out in the path of Allah. We all have beds. We all have, mashallah, warm mattresses at home. But wallahi, the boys, the jama'ah, last night we're sleeping in Koolaroo. We don't even have a heater. We're sleeping on the floor and it's freezing cold. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the level of sacrifice. The brothers that went to Epping, the brothers that went here to Faulkner, sleeping on the floor, your back is hurting, you're waking up for Fajr, waking up for Tahajjud Salah, repenting, asking, crying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. This is the only thing that will help the condition of the ummah. Wallahi, each and every single one of you is individually by yourself, not as a group, individually, can get hundreds, if not thousands of boys off the street. Individually, just have fikr, the fikr that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had. All the Anbiya, 124,000 Anbiya that were sent, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had more fikr and worry and concern for every single person in humanity. Wallahi, on the day of resurrection, Adam alayhi salam, he will say, Nafsi, Nafsi, when Jahannam will be brought forward. When on a day, when a pregnant lady will be miscarried, when a baby that is already born, his hair will turn grey from the stress, when the sun will be 1 mile away, and people will be drowning in their own sweat, people will be running around drunk, but they won't be drunk. Running around like they're drunk. So much stress will come and hardship on this day. All the Anbiya, 124,000 of them will come and say, Nafsi, Nafsi, Nafsi. Adam alayhi salam, Nuh alayhi salam, Ibrahim alayhi salam, Nuh alayhi salam, Lut alayhi salam, all of them, Musa, Isa alayhi salam, then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam will say, Ummati, Ummati. So much worry and concern Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has for us. But what have we done? Wallahi, we've disgraced Rasulullah. We don't even want to, don't worry about acting like Rasulullah. We don't even want to dress like Rasulullah. I'm still, should I grow a beard? Should I go with this? Should I wear a abaya? Should I wear this? Should I go to the mosque? Don't even worry about Rasulullah's akhlaq. Even dressing like him. Dressing like him, we can't even do this. The haqq of this deen, we can never fulfill it. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so much worry and concern. Sahaba died for us. They were tortured. See this coal here, wallahi, anyone can grab one piece of coal like this and hold it in his hand for 5 seconds. Wallah, I'll give you everything I own. Khabbab radiallahu anhu was placed on the coal for so long that the pus and blood from his back extinguished the coal. Wallah, even if you get a big bucket of water and you pour it like this on that, it still won't turn off. There'll still be hot coals in there. How much torture they went through, Sahaba, they went through so much torture and sacrifice. Wallah, if they saw us today, the condition of us today, they'll spit on us. They'll say, I died for you, I got dragged on coal for you, I was whipped because of you, my mother was killed because of you, my family, everyone, hot oil was burnt on their heads because of you, we were cut in half because of you. People's legs were tied together and 2 camels run separate ways and ripped in half for you. They went through all of this sacrifice so Islam can reach us today. And Islam has reached us, but really, is Islam in my life? Wallahi, we threw our life away for so many years. It's time to make a change today. Wallah, now I know everybody, mashallah, when we sit in these gatherings, our iman goes up. But wallahi, 5 minutes later, everybody's outside having a cigarette and we're back to normal. As soon as we leave these environments. If you're in a room full of fish, and you want to get the fish smell away from you, wallah, even if you put a shower in this room, the best cologne, ahla itr, the best thing, mashallah, this best brand new clothing, you will still smell of this fish. To get yourself out away from this fish smell, you need to get out of this room, out of the bad environment. From darkness into light. We need to separate ourselves from the bad environments, the bad friends, all these environments. There's 3 things that affect your environment. There is the environment of the house. If there is no deen environment in the house, there is no halal food, there is music playing in the house, nobody is praying salat, and the house environment becomes bad. Then for the boys who are in school, there is the school environment. And sorry to say, wallahi, even the brothers in an Islamic school, sometimes even in an Islamic school, the school environment there is also bad. And the brothers that work, for them the second environment would be the workplace. Sorry to say, but a lot of us work with non-Muslims. And the ones that do work with Muslims, they're lying and cheating and stealing. So the work environment becomes bad. And the third environment that if it's bad and we get corrupted is also society. And brothers, we live in a non-Muslim country. We live amongst kuffar, a kafir government. Most of our bosses are kuffar. We're paying taxes to a government that are going overseas and killing people in Syria, in Palestine, and Afghanistan. We're paying taxes. And if you don't pay taxes, wallah, they'll take your house from you. They'll take your car from you. They'll take all of your wealth from you. So the house environment, work or school, and society. All of these 3 things, we need to clean out, first of all, our house. Save yourself and your family from the fire of Jahannam. And then you have the school environment. Allah, in the school, all the boys get together, man. Even if you can read 1 hadith,